Good day, everyone. This is Jenjeni's Fashion Channel. Thanks to all my amazing fans and subscribers. This channel is all about leveling up on your fashion designing skill. And today, I'm going to teach you how to cut this stylish off-shoulder dress. So if it is what you are all about, you are definitely at the right place. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, now will be a very good time for you to smash on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. Without further ado, let's jump right in, shall we? The first thing is to draw a line as my baseline. You know, this is an off-shoulder dress. So I'm going to take 6 inches off, okay? You can take 5 inches off. You can take 5.5 inches. But I want you to know that if you go beyond 6 inches, your cleavage may expose. Then I will come down by 10 inches for my bust line. I will mark it and draw the line. Then I will come down by 3.5 inches for my under bust line. I will mark it and draw the line. Then I will come down by 17 inches for my waistline. I will mark and draw the line. Then I will come down by 25 inches for my full top length, and I will add 1 inch for hemming allowance. I will mark and draw the lines. Then the next thing is to take my nipple to nipple measurement divide by 2, and I will add half an inch joining allowance. I will mark it. And I'm going to connect it straight down to my hemming allowance line, like so. Then the next thing is to take my underbust dart. And for me to take my underbust dart, I'm going to measure the difference between the bust line and the underbust line. And I have 3.5 inches there. So I'm going to divide it by 2. It will give me 1.75 inches. I will divide 1.75 inches by 2 again. It will give me 0.88 inch. So I'm going to take 0.88 inch to the left and 1.75 inches to the right. I will mark it. Then I'm going to come down by 1 inch from the bust line. This is to remove any form of pointiness on the bust area. Then I will connect to the underbust dart like so. Then I will connect the underbust dart down to the hemming allowance line. My nipple to nipple measurement is 7 divided by 2. It will give me 3.5 inches plus half an inch, 4 inches. Then I'm going to add extra 1 inch to it, okay? It will give me 5 inches. Then I'm going to mark it on the baseline. And I will connect it to the bust point like so. Then for the over bust tightening, I'm going to go in by 1 inch and go out by 1 inch. Then I'm going to come up by half an inch from the bust point, and I will connect to the over bust dart like so. Then I'm going to take my shoulder measurement divide by 2, okay? It will give me 8. But because this is an off shoulder dress, I'm going to remove 2 inches from it, okay? Then I'm going to replace these 2 inches dart intake here, okay? And I will mark it. Then for the armhole line, I'm going to take my bust measurement divide by 6 plus 1.5 inches, okay? But remember, we have taken 6 inches off because this is an off-shoulder dress, okay? So I'm going to come down by 2.1 inches because my armhole line is 8.1 inches. So I'm going to come down by 2.1 inches from the baseline. I will mark it and I will connect like so. Then I'm going to draw a horizontal line from those points as my chest line. Then for the armhole curve, I'm going to take my bust measurement divide by 4. I will mark it on the chest line. Then I'm going to connect like so to get my armhole curve. Then for the sweetheart curve effect, I'm going to come down by 2 inches from the baseline. You can come down by 3 inches. It purely depends on the amount of cleavage you want to expose there. I will mark and connect like so to give it a sweetheart curve effect. Then from those points, I'm going to go down by 1.5 inches, okay? I will mark it and connect it like so to give it that curve you can see on that dress. Then I will go ahead and take my horizontal measurement. On the chest line, I'm going to add 2 inches for joining allowance. On the bust line, I'm going to take my bust measurement divide by 4 plus 2 inches for joining allowance. On the underbust line, I'm going to take my underbust measurement divide by 4. I'm going to replace this dart intake here plus 2 inches for joining allowance. I will mark it. On the waistline, I'm going to take my waist measurement divide by 4. I will replace this dart intake here plus 2 inches for joining allowance. I will mark it. On the full top length, I'm going to take my hip measurement divide by 4. I'm going to add 2 inches for joining allowance. Then I will mark it and mark the same thing on the joining allowance line like so. Then I will connect my markings to serve as a guide for cutting. So guys, this is it for drafting. Follow me closely. Let's cut. So this is it for the front panel. It is that simple. We now move over to the back panel. The first thing is to draw a line as my baseline. Then I will take out my zipper allowance. You can use 1 inch, you can use 2 inches. It is not cast in stone. I will mark and draw the line. Then I will come down by 10 inches for my bust line, taking 6 inches off, okay, as we did on the front panel. I'll come down by 17 inches for the waistline, and I'll come down by 25 inches for the full top length, and I will add 1 inch hemming allowance. I will mark and draw the lines. Then I will take my nipple to nipple measurement divide by 2. I will mark it, and I'll connect it straight down to the joining allowance line like so. Then I'm going to extend this my bust point by 1 inch. Then on the waistline, I'm going to go in by 1/2 inch and go out by 1/2 inch to form a dart. Then I will connect like so. On the baseline, I'm going to go out by 5 inches, okay? You know, my actual shoulder measurement is 8 inches, okay? But I removed 2 inches from it because this is an out shoulder dress, okay? But for the back panel, I'm going to remove additional 1 inch from it, okay? Because we are going to use 1/2 inch to join the dart. That's the front panel dart. By the time you use half inch on both sides, you notice that 1 inch has gone off. So that 1 inch, I'm going to remove it. So what I have left now is 5 inches. I will mark it. Then I'm going to come down by 2.1 inches for my armhole line, just the same way we did on the front panel. Then I will connect like so. And I'm going to draw a horizontal line from those points as my chest line. Then for the armhole curve, I'm going to take my bust measurement divide by 4. I will mark it on the chest line. Then I'm going to connect like so to get a perfect armhole curve. And I will take my horizontal measurement. I'm going to add 2 inches joining allowance on the chest line. Then on the bust line, I'm going to take my bust measurement divide by 4 plus 2 inches for joining allowance. I will mark it. On the waistline, I'm going to take my waist measurement divide by 4. I'm going to replace this dart intake here plus 2 inches for joining allowance. I will mark it. On the full top length, I'm going to take my hip measurement divide by 4 plus 2 inches for joining allowance. I will mark it, and I will mark the same thing on the joining allowance line. Then I'm going to connect my markings to serve as a guide for cutting. Then on the waistline, I'm going to go in by 1/2 inch, okay? This is to remove any form of bulginess on the waist area. I will mark and I will connect like so. Then for the zipper, I'm using 24 inches zipper length, okay? So my zipper is going to stop at this point, okay? So I will start taking my zipper allowance from those points, okay? And I'm going for 1 inch. So I'm going to mark and carry on like so. Then I'm going to connect my markings. Then for my neckline, I'm going to go down by 2 inches, okay? You can go down by 3 inches. It depends on how deep you want it. So I'm going to mark it and I will connect like so to give it a sweeter curve effect. So guys, this is it for the back panel. You can see how nice it came out. So let's cut. So guys, this is it. And this is all I have for you for today. If you find this tutorial helpful, please subscribe, comment, like, and share. See you in my next video. Bye.